Welcome to this Populi training. Let's talk about the 7-step application process. It is very important you understand and are familiar with the 7-step student application process. During the application process, there are required steps necessary to move the student along the path from application all the way to enrollment in your specific CPE course. Some steps are required to be taken by CPEI. Other steps are required of the student. And still, other steps are required to be taken by you, the CPE supervisor. As I shared earlier, it is very important you understand and are familiar with the 7-step application process. Your students will be coming to you and asking you what they should do next. So, it is important that you will be able to give them the correct direction. There is a designated path to get students from beginning their application all the way to being enrolled in your CPE course. During the application process, there are required steps necessary to move the student along the path. Some steps are required to be taken by CPEI, other steps are required of the student, and still, other steps are required to be taken by you, the CPE supervisor. Now, I'm going to quickly read through each of the 7 steps and then we will review each step in more detail. Remember, this training presentation is recorded so you can review it again if necessary. Okay, let's go through the steps. Step 1. The student clicks on the unique link for your affiliate campus. Step 2. The student completes and submits the application. Step 3. The student receives an email with a link to review a copy of the application. Step 4. The CPE supervisor receives an email with a link to review a copy of the student's application, documents, and essays and then conducts a student interview. Step 5. The CPE supervisor accepts or declines the student by filling out the CPEI Student Applicant Accept Decline form. Step 6. Elizabeth or another member of the CPEI administrative staff changes the applicant status to Accepted. And finally, Step 7. The student receives a CPEI acceptance email with instructions for logging into Populi and registering in your CPE course. Now, let's review each step in more detail. Step 1. The student clicks on the unique link for your affiliate campus. You were emailed both a URL link and the HTML iframe code for your use. This is a unique link for your specific affiliate campus application. This link will lead your potential students to the new CPE student application. Again, the link you received was specially designed for applicants for your affiliate campus. When the prospective student clicks on the application link, it will take them to an application gateway. Think of this as a door to the full application. The reason for the application gateway is a technical issue that allows us to gather their name and email address so that Populi can create them as a lead in the system. This allows us to send them a link to see their application when it is in progress. You can see that on the application gateway, they will select their entrance term. These terms are specific to your affiliate campus and are the term dates you provided to CPEI. After the applicant submits the required information in the application gateway, they will then be taken to the full application. This is where they begin the next step. Step 2. The student completes and submits the application. The new CPE student application is very thorough and has been updated and revised several times to finally come to its current version. The prospective student will be taken to your specific application with your affiliate campus named on the application. The application reads, "You are applying for the Clinical Pastoral Education (CPE) program with Clinical Pastoral Education International (CPEI) at the." This is where your specific affiliate campus will be named in the application. As I continue to scroll through the new CPE student application, please make note of the important information the student is asked to provide. At this point in the new CPE student application, the student is asked to verify their email address. They should have received an email from Populi. It will have the subject line, Email Verification. It is very important they do not ignore this email. This step of verifying their email address will help emails sent from the Populi system be routed to the student's inbox rather than their spam or junk folder. The student applicant will be asked to provide their personal information such as name, home address, and their birth date. The student applicant's email address, phone number, and race and ethnicity are requested. However, the questions regarding race and ethnicity, while helpful to schools and colleges, are entirely optional, and the student applicant is welcome to move on without answering these questions. It is important to know that neither CPEI nor its affiliate campuses advantage or disadvantage applicants based on their race or ethnicity. The student applicant will be asked to provide information about their country of origin, country of citizenship, criminal background, and current profession or ministry. They will be asked to provide information about their ministry experience, faith group affiliation, and specific faith group affiliation such as their denomination or tradition. As we continue to scroll through the new CPE student application, the applicant is asked to provide information regarding ordination and educational background. Here there is a question regarding the applicant's school or institution where they received their highest level of education and prior CPE courses or units completed. They are asked to verify their education by providing a diploma, transcript, or college or graduate degree. Anywhere there is a gray box, similar to the one you see on this page, the student applicant can upload a document by dragging and dropping the document into the gray box. A student applicant must provide 2 references: a faith leader reference and also a personal reference. They will do this by simply typing in the name, phone number, email address, and a personal note. Then they will be instructed to click Send. A faith leader reference form or personal reference form will be automatically emailed to their chosen faith leader reference and their personal reference. Since we understand it is very easy for a person to overlook a request to be a reference, we've designed both the faith leader reference and the personal reference to be a very quick and easy form to fill out. We've asked the reference to rate the applicant based on their personal knowledge of the applicant. Qualities such as character, healthy relationships, time management, are rated as unknown, poor, average, good, or excellent. Additional qualities of task management, coping, and providing pastoral and/or spiritual care are all rated on the same scale. Finally, the reference is asked to provide their recommendation. I do not recommend the applicant. I recommend the applicant with reservations. I recommend the applicant. Or, I recommend the applicant enthusiastically. Once the faith leader and personal reference complete and submit the reference forms, they will be automatically attached back to the student's application where the CPE supervisor will be able to read and review them. In this section of the new CPE student application, the student applicant will be informed of the 300 minimum hours required in an on-site clinical learning internship during each course of CPE. They are also asked to provide at least 2 potential clinical internship sites in their area that they consider using for their clinical applied learning hours. Suppose the student will be completing their clinical hours with their current employer or they have made arrangements for a specific clinical internship site. In that case, only one clinical site listing is necessary. Now, the student applicant will provide the required essays and documents. They can upload these documents by dragging and dropping them into the correct area. Here they are asked for their reflective autobiography or personal history. The student applicant will be asked to upload their essays about their religious and/or spiritual development, a specific ministry encounter, and their understanding of clinical pastoral education. They will upload their resume or CV and photo identification and attest to reading and understanding the CPEI agreement, understanding, and fee schedule. The student applicant will sign the application by typing their first and last name, and then they can submit the completed application for review. Okay, so we have completed steps 1 and 2. Now on to step 3. The student receives an email link to review a copy of their application. Here is the language from the email the student receives. This may seem tedious, but it is important you know what is happening behind the scenes so you will know what to expect. You can see that the email to the student applicant reads, "After we receive your completed application, a CPE supervisor from your affiliate campus will review your application and reach out to schedule an applicant interview." It goes on to say, if you do not hear from a CPE supervisor within the next 10 days, please send an email to the CPE supervisor at their specific affiliate campus. It is important to know that CPEI is doing its best to route the student to you for any questions and concerns. Alright, what happens next? Step 4. The CPE supervisor receives an email with a link to review a copy of the student's application, documents, and essays, and then conducts a student interview. You will receive an email with a link to view the completed application with all the documents and essays attached. After you review the application, you set a time with the student to conduct an interview. We suggest in person or via Zoom teleconferencing. After you complete the student applicant interview, you can proceed to Step 5. Step 5. The CPE supervisor accepts or declines the student by filling out the CPEI Student Applicant Accept, Decline form. The email you will receive reads, "After you review the application, essays, and supporting documents and complete an applicant interview, you will need to accept or decline this applicant to your CPE program by clicking here." Clicking on the link will take you to the CPE Student Applicant Accept, Decline form. On the CPEI Student Applicant Accept, Decline form, you will find that the CPE supervisor instructions have been provided again for your use. This is where you either accept or decline the student applicant. Additional dialog boxes with further instructions will open based on your decision to either accept or decline. After you have submitted the Accept, Decline form, the first 5 steps have been successfully completed. Now on to Step 6. Elizabeth or another member of the CPEI administrative staff changes the applicant status to Accepted. And after they change the applicant status, based on your desire to accept or decline the student, Step 7 automatically begins. Step 7. The student receives a CPEI acceptance email letter with instructions for logging into Populi and registering for your CPE course. Here is a copy of the automated acceptance email. In the latter part of the acceptance email, they will be provided links to 2 videos instructing them how to sign into Populi and how to register or enroll in a course. At the same time they receive their acceptance email, they will receive another automated email with their Populi username and instructions to set up their password. This concludes this Populi training on the 7-step application process. You can contact us at CPEI and we would be happy to provide additional support if needed. Please email the CPEI Administrative Office for questions regarding admissions, course registration, or your financial account. If you are unable to solve a technology issue, then email CPEI Technology Support. In this training presentation, you have learned about the 7-step application process. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Populi. Goodbye for now and be sure to make it a great day.